What is going on, everybody? So obviously this is going to be a different video than I normally do from the title of the video, but I'm going to attempt to teach you guys, teach anybody who actually gives a crap, everything that I've learned on how to have a successful YouTube channel. I know this has absolutely nothing to do with what I normally make as far as videos goes, but I think that, just like how I make my normal videos, I want to help people out, and YouTubers get asked, how did you do it? How did you do this stuff all the time? And I have family members doing YouTube channels and starting all that stuff. I have friends doing it. I got a lot of viewers who send me Instagram questions, be like, hey, how can I start a successful YouTube channel? I get those questions all the time. I think every, successful YouTuber gets those questions all the time. How success is defined would be defined by you. I'd say mine, in my opinion, has been successful. But like I said, I'm gonna throw my hat in the ring on this. I think every YouTuber might have a different opinion on certain various things, but this is everything that I've learned after essentially 10 years of making YouTube videos, more so heavily in the past 3-ish years making Army basic training related videos. So I've got a lot of notes to cover, but overall in this video, I want to be super honest with you. And if you actually are planning on starting a YouTube channel, I would definitely watch it all the way through. So first things first, what I want you to understand initially, if you are going to start a YouTube channel, is that number one, nobody cares about you. That may sound harsh, that may sound crazy, that may sound weird or whatever, like what in the world, that's kind of mean, like nobody cares about you. It's not in the sense that nobody cares about you personally. It's just in the sense that nobody cares about you for your YouTube channel. If you were to stop making videos, everybody else's life would go on. So don't put so much pressure on yourself to actually get all the views and all the attention and actually caring about other people caring about you, because eventually people are gonna stop caring about you. People are gonna unsubscribe from you. People are going to be subscribed for you and then not watch your videos anymore. That's just going to happen. So if you get wrapped up in the sense on YouTube of people caring about you, people liking you, people hitting like on the video, people watching all your videos and things going viral, if you get caught up in that, it's going to be kind of like a negative, it's going to be negative for you mentally, honestly. A lot of YouTubers kind of go through this stuff, but it'll be a negative emotional, it'll have a negative emotional impact on you if you don't start with the premise that nobody cares about you, and then everything from then on is just a bonus because your expectations are so low. So, another little tip would be to just keep your expectations low. So if you're starting a YouTube channel for the fame, or you're starting a YouTube channel to make a business or a living or something out of it, then the nobody cares about you first tip is really important. You need to understand that, because whenever you don't start making money, whenever you're not getting fame and views and stuff like that, it's gonna really hit you personally. And then under this umbrella that I just kind of categorized the first category, is that just understand that the average YouTuber's lifespan, I believe, is like 3 years or so. So I don't know what really that means as far as, at the point when the person stops making an actual viable income or something from this, or whenever they stop making videos. But from what I understand, from what I've seen from the past and whatnot, and some from studies or whatever, the average YouTuber's lifespan is 3 years. So don't expect this is gonna be some kind of lifelong journey thing. If you do make it, it's probably gonna be temporary, and if you're one of the very, very lucky ones, it may last a little bit longer than that, but just keep that in mind. And then if you can get past that whole first negative part of the video that I mentioned, which you don't really hear about negative stuff that often, and that is, if you want to be successful on YouTube, you got to start a YouTube channel. You got to start uploading. You have to start uploading, or else you're not going to be successful on YouTube. I don't understand why people don't understand that, but in my opinion, just a little pro tip for people that are starting a YouTube channel, I would go ahead and knock out a couple of videos before even uploading your first one. So I'll go ahead and get those ready to go, and then upload like one a week for like a month, and then just see how that goes, see people's feedback, things like that. And then you have that whole month now to kind of work on like that next, series of videos that you want to do. So that's how I personally recommend doing that. But just starting is the most important thing. Don't worry about your equipment and whatnot. People always want to have a viral video like and have their first video just pop off and that just be amazing. And honestly, that's totally backwards from the way that you should be thinking. So starting now is super important because you want to build that library of videos, because if your first video is a viral video, you're not really gonna get that many subscriptions because the people are gonna watch this video, you know, it's your only one. They don't have any more videos for you to watch, and most people aren't gonna subscribe after watching one video. It takes most people multiple videos for them watching to actually get a feel for your content, get a feel for your personality, your video style, all that stuff, and then they'll hit subscribe. So if you have a viral video pop off as your first one, congratulations, that's freaking awesome. But at the same time, if you were to have uploaded 50, 100 videos and then you had a viral video pop off, that's gonna be way more beneficial than having a great start. Now, if you've actually made it to like this part of the video, again, I'm not really expecting that many people watch this because it's not related to my content at all, but this part of the video, this right here, is the meat and potatoes of this video, okay? It's the most important thing. So if you are starting a YouTube channel and you want to be successful, you have to ask yourself this very important question, and that is, what are you providing to the person watching this video so that it's not a waste of their time, a waste of their life? Like, what is the viewer actually getting out of watching your video? If you want to start a YouTube channel related to something, if you upload a video, you really should ask yourself, what is the viewer actually getting from this? Are they getting something positive from this? Is this benefiting them in any way, shape, or form? Because if you have an answer to that, if the viewer watches your video and they get something from it that is positive, that can help them in any way, then that's good. Then that's going to attract people to continue watching your videos, because each time they watch a video, they're going to be getting something from it. And the most kind of solid way to just start a YouTube channel, if you're wanting to start one, you don't really know what you want to make it about, and that is, just ask yourself, you know, what do you want on YouTube? What do you wish was out there? What kind of content do you search for that's not available? And that is kind of the basis for whenever I started making my army related videos. It's kind of the basis for when I started making Call of Duty videos, in a sense, way back in the day. And that was, I was searching for things on YouTube. I was searching for things on Google. I could not find the answers to that. So then whenever I found out the answers to those questions that I had, I basically started making videos answering those questions. And lo and behold, you know, we're gonna hit 200,000 subscribers this year. So if you try to answer that question and you can't come up with anything for what you're providing to the viewer, then I would not get my hopes up as far as building a successful YouTube channel. Again, success is just depending on however you view it. I view my channel as a success. If you're just planning on making a YouTube channel and you just want to upload videos for the heck of it, you know, you just have fun making videos and you actually don't care if people watch it. People say that they don't care if people watch it, but whenever they get 5 views, they care, okay? So if you actually don't care that people watch your video and you just enjoy the process of making whatever in the world you want to record, then that's totally fine. You never know if it could just pop off one day, and you know, there'll be other people out there that just like viewing your content. Just keep in mind, what are you providing to people? If they're getting something positive out of it, then that is a positive thing for your channel as a whole, and that's going to attract people. It's going to attract people to watch more and more and more of your videos. All right, so that was the meat of this video. Now we're going to go into the potatoes of this video. So now that you've decided or figured out whether or not you're providing actual good value to the viewer of your video, you have to actually decide, who is the viewers of my videos? Who's the audience that is actually going to be watching my videos? Now, it could be very apparent depending on what type of content you're doing. For example, my content, I make videos geared towards basic training, make videos geared towards the initial process of the military. So my audience is future soldiers. It is new soldiers in the military. My audience isn't veterans. My audience isn't older people who've been in the military for 10+ years. That's not my audience. I have a very specific niche audience, and that was honestly specific, right? So I meant to do that whenever I decided to actually start making these army videos, things like that. I decided that that audience was basically what I was going to go after, because essentially, in a sense, it was kind of, you know, that's what I wanted whenever I was them. So I'm going to target them and I'm going to help as many of that ridiculously niche demographic that I can. Now, if you're thinking of who your audience is, if your audience is everybody, okay, you're like, oh, well, everybody enjoys my videos. Everybody would think that this is really cool. That's probably, you know, I would say that's very strongly, possibly more than likely not the way that you should start a YouTube channel. It is much easier. It is a lot better as far as gaining traction to actually go more niche. The more niche you go, the better your start is going to be, if that makes sense. So if you start, you know, upload a video, everybody, you know, in the world has a reason to watch it, you're probably gonna have nobody in the world watch that video. But if you go very targeted and very niche, then you're gonna have people who are searching for that very specific, extremely specific thing, that very specific question that you wanna answer in your video. That is gonna be searched, that is gonna be found, that's gonna be clicked on, and then odds are, if they like that video, if you have that, you know, overall content strategy of the types of videos you want to make, then odds are they're going to click on your video and they'll probably see another video on your channel that's related to that. They're going to watch a couple and be like, hey, I'm going to subscribe to this person because they're providing me value in an area that, you know, nobody else is. Now, the caveat to that is if you want to be super duper successful, at some point in time, you're going to have to expand. You're going to have to take that super duper niche, you know, audience that you have, and you're going to have to expand it a little bit, and you're going to have to slowly expand it over time. There's all kinds of different ways that you can do this on YouTube, and this is honestly extremely difficult to do on YouTube. You know, you can have a very successful niche channel that could get 1 million views, but if you want, or 1 million subscribers, but if you wanted to, for example, have, you know, 10 million subscribers, you might have to, you know, open your niche up a little bit. For me, for example, I've always thought that I was going to top out at around 200,000 subscribers. I'll probably hit that and then slow down, totally expecting that. And for me personally, if I wanted to expand and get 500,000 subscribers faster, if I wanted to hit 1 million subscribers personally, I'm going to have to expand out to something that, you know, could gear a little bit towards my audience, but then also I could capture a little bit of a different audience. Now this, again, it's difficult. I'm not going to go into too much detail on this because this would be like years down the road after you've already been successful with your niche. And I just want to address the person who says, okay, well, if it's hard to, you know, transfer and expand and change your niche and things like that on YouTube, well, I'm just going to start by addressing everybody. And I'm just telling you, it is really, really difficult to address everybody. If there's no specific audience that you're going for, I'm talking like a specific audience that you're going for, it's gonna be very hard to actually then gain an audience from that, okay? You have to kind of have that specific audience so you can address those people, or else you're gonna make a video about this, and you're gonna make a video about this, and you're gonna make a video about this, and you're gonna make a vlog video, you're gonna make, I don't know, an how-to video, you're gonna make some kind of teaching video, you're gonna make a fitness video, you're gonna make, do some live streams, you're gonna do a gaming video. There's all kinds of stuff in the world that you can do, and you kind of need to start small before expanding, because if you start huge, it's, like I said, it's gonna be difficult. So my opinion, how to become successful, start small, start niche, and then slowly expand with a second channel or a different style of video series. So this is gonna be a weird little jump cut edit right here because I'm recording this after the fact. But if you are one of those people that is doing a YouTube channel and you want it to become financially successful, and you're trying to decide kind of what you want to do, or you've picked out what you want to do, I want y'all to understand that being financially successful on YouTube is a lot more difficult than just growing on YouTube itself, because there's different sectors of YouTube that are basically higher paying, essentially. If you're in the finance, if you're in the tech space, if you're in like the beauty space, like all the beauty YouTube channels, stuff like that, or in the kids toy space, those are really high paying type channels. But if you're not one of those, just understand that the ad revenue that you're gonna get from views is going to be really low. So you can get 1 million freaking views a month, and if you have really low CPMs, you may be lucky to get $2,000. You may be lucky to get $1,500, and that's before taxes, okay? And depending on where you live, that's not gonna be a lot of money, or it could be a little bit of money, but it's a nice side hustle, but if you want it to be your main thing that you want to do eventually, you're gonna have to get up to really like the 5 million to 10 million views a month before you could really kind of make that leap, in my opinion, and making it like your full-time gig. But aside from that, before you get to that point, unless you're in like that finance space where you're getting about, you know, $5–10 per 1,000 views, then it's going to be difficult for you to actually get to that point. So building a successful channel based on views and subscribers is easier, in my opinion, than building a financially successful YouTube channel, if that makes sense. Okay, so as far as being a successful YouTuber, having a successful YouTube channel, the meat was, are you providing actual valuable content? The potatoes was, you know, who is your audience? How niche are you planning on going? And then the dessert, I'm not sure if there's anything else after that, but the dessert for this will be, what kind of channel do you want to have? There's essentially like 3 different types of channels, maybe 2 if you want to boil it really down. You have entertainment type channels, you have educational type channels, and then you also kind of have like newsy type channels, which could be kind of like both of them at the same time. Now you have, you know, a whole bunch of different stuff out there, but essentially if I were to boil it down to 2 things, you have educational channels and you have entertainment channels, okay? So there's 2 different reasons that people are watching both of those videos. If you're watching an educational channel, odds are you're going to learn something. This video is more of an educational video because you're gonna watch, you're gonna learn a few of the things that I've learned on how to be successful for YouTube. You're not watching this video to be entertained. You're not watching this video to laugh. You're not watching this video to have a great time and then just share this with your buddy because it was just so freaking awesome. You would watch this and you possibly would share it with somebody because, hey, they're wanting to start a YouTube channel, so maybe they should watch this video. So you're gonna have 2 different types. My channel as a whole, you know, the Matt Ward channel, my name, is more educational style. There's pros and cons to doing both. So if you're on the entertainment style channel, you're probably gonna have a little bit of a bigger audience. You're probably gonna do a little bit more vlog type stuff. You're gonna do some cool stuff. You're gonna do some funny things, you know. There's all kinds of different things that you can do in that entertainment side of things. But the reason I'm breaking this down into 2 different types is the entertainment type channels are the channels that have to continually be making videos and they get big spikes in views, okay? So let's say a channel gets 10 million views and they upload like 8 videos a month, okay? So like 2 videos a week, however that math works out. So 10 million views, 8 videos, so those 8 videos are gonna get about 1 million views each. And then those 2 million views are going to come from just people watching older videos, watching those videos over and over again, okay? So that's the way that it can work. If you have an educational type channel, if you get 10 million views in a month and you upload 8 videos that month, well, those 8 videos may actually only be 2 million views of the 10 million views that you got that month, and the other 8 million views that you get are gonna be from older videos. So you're gonna have a lot more older videos that are gonna have a longer lifespan on YouTube, because vlogs for YouTube, you know, they'll last, you know, for a week, a month or whatever, but nobody is really watching a vlog that's a year old, 2 years old. But educational style videos, people are watching videos that are a month old, a year old, 3 years old, 8 years old. People are still watching those videos. So as far as consistency goes, educational is the way to go, but at the same time, it's a little bit harder to replicate that. So once you decide if it's gonna be entertainment or educational, you also have to decide, is this something that is replicable? Can I replicate the same style, format of video over and over and over again? Because if you're gonna be successful on YouTube, you're gonna have to upload hundreds of videos, possibly thousands of videos. I've probably uploaded about 1,500 videos in my time on YouTube. So you're gonna have to upload a lot of videos if you want to be successful. Odds are you're not gonna have 10 million subscribers with 10 videos. That's just probably not gonna happen unless you're like Will Smith or something and you're already a star. And then also I want y'all to understand that there's 2 different burdens that you have depending on the channel that you have. So if you have a entertainment style channel, the burdens that those YouTubers have is, you know, sitting around trying to think of a video that is going to be entertaining, that's going to be fun to watch. What can I do today? If you're a vlogger, what can I do today that is really cool, that's really exciting, that's going to get people to actually want to watch my video? What kind of clickbait thing can I do today that little bit, you know, that 30 seconds of the video, I can make that the thumbnail. I can do that. You have a burden there of trying to replicate something that is entertaining to watch, okay? On the educational side, you can kind of get through on some experiences, on some basic knowledge, but eventually there's gonna come a point where, for the educational side of things, if you're doing an educational channel, where you're gonna really start learning things on your own in order to start teaching that, in order to start sharing that with other people, okay? So if you like watching videos about science or math or something like that, which there's a lot of cool, you know, YouTube channels out there that are doing that, well, if you're starting a channel for that, you can probably make a good bit of videos on just your personal knowledge on the different subject areas that you're an expert in. But then, again, if you want to be successful, you're gonna have to upload hundreds and hundreds of videos. So at some point in time, you're gonna have to really start learning things on your own. You're gonna have to start putting a lot of time and effort into researching different topics to make videos on. That is a different burden than the entertainment person. They don't really have to do as much research and effort into learning the stuff that they're gonna make a video on. There may be a lot of production stuff going on with like the crazy videos that they do, but at the same time, there's not the burden of learning the ins and outs of this, because you're gonna upload it on YouTube and people are gonna be learning from that, and you don't want to steer them in the wrong direction. Now, once you have decided on the type of video that you want to do, the audience that you're gonna have, the style of channel, the type of channel that you're gonna have, whether it's educational or entertainment or news, which I mentioned earlier. News, you know, it takes a lot of research, but you know, you're just, you know, doing the news every day. So there's a lot of channels that are doing that. That's easily replicable, takes a little bit of research, and you gotta work in how you want to entertain them while you're doing the news. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about is just insanely important. It's just ridiculously important. And people think that they get it, but they don't get it, okay? If you are starting a YouTube channel, it's going to take freaking time. It's going to take a long time. You are not the exception, okay? Get that in your head. You are not the exception. It kind of goes back to my first point, in which nobody cares about you. Stop it with the high, crazy expectations. I'm a big popular person. I'm really funny. This is the best. You know, I'm the smartest person in the world. You know, well, maybe don't think that. Maybe you think you're a really smart person and you can just share a whole bunch of awesome stuff. And then all of a sudden, nothing really happens. You get 5 views, you get 10 views, you get 50 views. You know, 50 views is great, but you're wanting 1,000 views a video. You're wanting a couple thousand views a video. You're wanting 100,000 views a video, okay? That stuff is gonna take time. It's going to take years. It could even take a decade or longer. I mean, you know, YouTube, most people that are big on YouTube now have been doing it for a long period of time, or done some kind of like social media, you know, influencing, created a platform somewhere, and then maybe you move to YouTube, okay? So it's going to take time to build an audience. Again, people think they understand that, but then they don't freaking understand that. And I've seen so many people upload a video, 2 videos, 5 videos, and then they stop because it didn't get any traction. They would just have assumed that with how awesome those videos were, that they would have gained some type of traction. And again, it takes time. The videos, the army related videos that I've done that I first started out with, they didn't get a lot of views. It took, I mean, the first video that I did that got like 1,000 views took a month or 2 months or so to hit that 1,000 views. And now it's got 100, 400, I think it's got like 400,000 views. So it may not get many views right now, but in the future it could, once your channel starts picking up. So just understand, like actually understand that it could take years. And if you're not okay with it taking years, then I probably would not recommend doing a YouTube channel, because it is extremely time consuming. If you're watching this and you're a creative person out there, if you have a creative job, you understand kind of what I mean. It's not necessarily all the time, you know, intensive labor, editing videos, you know, writing out plans, things like that, scripts. Some people do scripts, I don't do scripts, but some people will do all that stuff. That's time intensive, that takes a lot of time. But also, YouTube, any other creative field, is very like mentally mentally demanding. You're always trying to think of different videos. You're always trying to think of different things that you can do, and it takes up your time. And then also with YouTube, reading comments, replying to comments on your social medias, reading DMs, replying to DMs, that all comes with the territory. And if you want to be successful, you have to do that. It's very time consuming. It's not just the video. It may take you 2 hours to do a video, but everything else that had to do with that was another 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. My camera just stopped recording, so I'm not sure exactly where it left off. But if you are doing the whole YouTube thing, just understand that if you're making a YouTube video, just the time it takes to record the video, then edit the video, that's not all there is to it. There's a lot more mental stuff going into it. There's planning that goes into it. There's replying to comments on that video. There's setting up your description and your tags and things like that, which I'm gonna talk about in a minute. And then there's all the DMs, the personal questions that you're gonna get from people, the emails that you're gonna get from people, all the other things that go into it. It's very, very time consuming, and people just don't understand that. So if you're doing this, just understand, if you want it to be successful, it's going to take a lot more time than you think. And then also I want to mention that it may never happen. You may never blow up on YouTube. You may never gain a whole lot of traction. And if you're not okay with that, then you're probably not, you probably shouldn't be making YouTube videos. If you're okay with getting, 100 views, a couple hundred views a video, and you're okay with doing that for a long period of time, then that's totally fine. You're okay with that. But if you're gonna do that and you just are gonna be expecting to get more and more and more and more and more and more and more views, you might end up getting disappointed, because it could take several years and you may never actually end up going anywhere, because there's a lot more into YouTube and stuff than just everything else I've said in this video. Your personality matters, the way that you talk in videos matter, the way you come across to people matters. There's a lot of intangible things that matter. Ultimately people don't want to watch somebody who is offensive. People don't want to watch people who make them feel stupid. People don't want to watch people who are really, really obnoxious. Okay, so there's, not saying that you would be one of those things if your videos don't get views or get traction, 5 years from now. But, ultimately it's just going to come down to, do you have personally what it takes for people to like you enough to want to watch those videos? And also, are you gonna be lucky enough to actually be interested in something that's niche enough, or in an area that's not super duper overly saturated? Now, almost everything that I talked about up until this point, I got two big categories left. Everything I've really talked about is not really related to the videos themselves, the titles of the videos, the descriptions of the videos, the thumbnails, the style of content, all that stuff. I mean, everything I've talked about is kind of your approach to making YouTube videos. What I'm gonna talk about now is what actually matters as far as the video and uploading to YouTube itself. And I'm gonna kind of go through this pretty quickly, because you can go really, really in depth on this. So if you want to learn more of what I'm about to say in these next, basically the rest of this video, there's a YouTube channel. There's a guy named Daryl Eves. You should be able to just search that and he's gonna pop up, because he's pretty big. But he makes a lot of videos more geared towards what I'm talking about right now. So what actually matters as far as the uploading process, the video itself? Well, the thumbnail is really, really important. So if you're first starting out, you may not want to put all that much time and effort into YouTube. You may just want to do a little bit of effort and kind of just see where things go. You don't have to start off all gung-ho, and I totally think that's fine. I totally agree with that if you want to do that. And then as it gets more traction, then you put more effort into it. I think that's a good way to go about things. And the thumbnail is one way that people, they don't do it at first, and then they kind of do it as you go on. And the thumbnail is the image that you see whenever you click on the video. Most people, when you first start out, are not adding thumbnails, and it's just auto-generated by YouTube, and that's probably not the best way to go. My videos, I kind of struggle with this personally, because a lot of the things I do, I'm just talking, right? And it's just, there's really no pictures, crazy thing that I can do, some crazy facial expression that is gonna try and get you to click on the video. It's really just me talking about Army related stuff, and it's, hard pressing to find a good clickable thumbnail. So depending on your type of YouTube channel, this will be easier or harder to do, okay? Now, the description of your video matters, because YouTube's algorithm, that is going to decide whether or not your video is going to be on like the search pages, whether it's going to be higher up on the top or lower down the bottom. People are going to have to scroll really far or go to another page, or whether or not your video is going to be in the suggested videos on the right hand side of the screen or on the bottom of the screen if you're on mobile. The description matters and your title matters, okay? So basically the words that you are typing actually matter, because you know it doesn't have to just be the title where people are going to search the title, but they're actually also going to search the description, okay? So this is also really important for those of you that are educational type channels out there. And then also the tags that you're going to put in the video are really important, but at the same time, don't get too carried away with that. Don't be trying to tag things that aren't related, because YouTube understands that what you just tagged is not related to your video at all, because it's basically reading everything you're saying in the video. Anything you show, the text on the screen in your videos, YouTube's algorithm reads all that. And so if you put cookies in your tags and you don't have a video where you're baking cookies or have anything related to cookies, and you don't even say the cookies word in your video, that's actually like a negative thing for your YouTube channel, like you're misleading people. So put tags that are actually relevant to that specific video, or kind of your channel as a whole in a sense, but don't get, again, too carried away with putting like misleading tags, because that's like a negative for that video. So of course I've got a dog barking outside while I'm making this video, so if you hear it, please just ignore it. But the last thing, as far as your video itself, what should you pay attention to as far as a good video? It's not necessarily just the views, it's more so the watch time and your click-through rate. Your watch time is, are people actually watching the video? What's your audience retention like? So if you got people clicking on the video and then immediately 80% of the people just click off of the video, well, probably you're misleading them on your title, you're misleading them on your thumbnail. The video did not turn out to be what they were expecting. Now that can happen. And you also have videos where people click on the video, usually you'll have, you know, 10% of people click off, you know, pretty close to the beginning. But if you maintain that audience retention throughout the whole video, and you have a lot of people actually watching the video all the way through, that is phenomenal. That is what YouTube wants to see. So you can kind of pay attention to that audience retention, and if you see a sharp dip when people are clicking off of the video, go look at your video, go look at that timestamp, and then actually see what you did, what you said, what happened at that point in the video that made this big dip trend for people to click off of the video. And then you see that and you're like, okay, maybe I shouldn't do that anymore. Maybe I should, you know, switch things up a little bit. If you're doing a vlog and there's just a specific portion in your vlogs where everybody just always clicks off of, if you know that's not super important to you maintaining your YouTube channel, the integrity of yourself making videos or whatever, then kind of just cut that part out and maybe switch things up a little bit to where you're not really doing that anymore. And when you do the videos where people have awesome audience retention, do more of those videos, and that would be good, and YouTube will push your video more. The next thing that I mentioned is the click-through rate. This is related to your title, your thumbnail, and your description. So if you have videos that are doing really good on their click-through rate, if you got, you know, 10, 20, you know, I'm not sure if there's really, I mean, if you have like a 50% click-through rate, that's absolutely freaking amazing. I don't even know if Mr. Beast or anybody has something like as high as that. But if you have a good or a better than average on your YouTube channel click-through rate, make sure you're paying attention to that and seeing what your title was, what was your description, what was your thumbnail of that video. And if you can replicate that, then that is going to be good for your channel, because you're basically replicating what people are clicking on. As long as you're not misleading them, like I mentioned at the beginning, like if you mislead them, they're gonna click on it, they're gonna know pretty quick whether or not you misled them, and then they're gonna click off, and that is a negative. And the last thing that I wanted to mention, and this isn't, you know, everything I've mentioned in this video, it's a long video, obviously, but everything I've mentioned isn't everything, but I think that this is all the stuff that I've learned. So if you are starting a YouTube channel, you want to be successful, you basically have to decide, how do you want to grow? There's all the other stuff that I talked about before, but kind of what's going to be your little tweak? What's going to be your little strategy that you're going to do in order to grow? Are you going to be one of those clickbaiters, right? You know, don't be too extreme on the clickbait, but if you want this to be your strategy where you're going to do like clickbaity stuff, make sure you're kind of coming through. But when you do this, title and thumbnail, ridiculously important. You also have to do things. This is probably be more on the entertainment style thing of channels, videos, a little bit more on the entertainment side. So if you're gonna be clickbaity, then at least try to come through with it. I hate clickbait videos. A lot of people hate clickbait videos, but literally about all the huge YouTube channels out there are clickbait titles. You know, that's what it is. People are trying to bait you into clicking on the video. So if that's what you're really gonna focus on, again, it's probably gonna be a little bit more on the entertainment side of style channels. The next strategy is for a little bit more educational style, and that is being searchable. So a strategy that you can use whenever you're doing a YouTube channel, you're first starting out, in order to get traction for people that don't know who in the world you are, who search your name on YouTube and you have to scroll and find your specific YouTube channel or your videos or whatever. Being searchable, what that means is your titles of your videos, your descriptions of your videos, the actual topics, that the words that you are speaking in your videos are searchable. They're simple topics, they're topics that people are searching over and over again, that are really common, where if they search this, your video is gonna pop up. And you can go really niche with this, and you can talk about, I mean, bubblegum wrappers or something, and you know, you want to be the expert bubblegum wrapper, you know, YouTube channel that targets companies. I don't know, but you could go really niche with this. But if your target audience is a specific audience, make sure that the videos that you're doing, your titles, your thumbnails, your description, your tags are searchable. One of the next strategies that a lot of smaller YouTubers and big YouTubers do this all the time, but if you want to really kind of grind as a smaller YouTuber in order to gain views and subscribers and things like that, you can kind of focus on doing some collabs. There's a lot of YouTubers out there, a lot of small YouTubers, you just like to collab together. You like to do a whole bunch of collabs together, and a collab, and I'm kind of abbreviating it, but collaboration with another YouTuber going on their YouTube channel, or them coming on your YouTube channel. This would be a great way for smaller YouTube channels to actually gain subscribers, gain views. You're kind of putting your name out there a little bit more. So if you end up getting like 1,000 subscribers and you see another channel that's got about 1,000 subscribers, you don't really want to shoot like too high or crazy or anything like that, because usually they'll just not reply back to you, or not see your video, or not see your question or message or whatever, email, because they just have so much already. So the smaller YouTube channels, just start collabing with each other, and then y'all will kind of just build up together, and then, you know, you may get a big collab one day and you may gain a couple thousand subscribers from that. You never know. So collaboration, that's also a strategy that's going to take you some time. It's going to take some effort for you to do that, but that's definitely something that you can do in order to gain some more initial audience right out the gate. One little caveat to that, I want to mention, like, I have to mention this because people will do this, and you'll upload one video, upload 2 videos, you'll upload videos that really aren't all that great, to be honest, and then you'll ask people to do a collab, or you'll ask people for a shout out. Don't ever ask people for a shout out. Don't ever do it. Don't ever ask for people for a shout out. Don't ask for a shout out for anybody for anything. Don't ever do that, because you're not gonna blow up on YouTube because somebody gives you a shout out. That's just not gonna happen. But actually have the channel that you want. So don't upload 2 videos, 5 videos, even 10 videos, and then ask to do a collab. Like, actually establish your channel, establish a good bit of content before actually wanting to collaborate with other people, because it kind of goes back to what I said at the beginning with, like, if your first video is a viral video, nobody wants to subscribe to you because you don't have any other videos that you've done. Like, for all they know, you could have just been one and done, and that's it. And then one of the other strategies that you could do, this isn't all the strategies, but if you're a smaller YouTube channel, sometimes you can do this, but I wouldn't recommend it, and that's drama, right? You can kind of start drama. You can make a video reply to somebody else, so you can kind of get in on all the drama. I personally am not a fan of all this. I'm not personally a fan of channels that get in on all the drama, but that is one way that you can kind of get some views. So if there's 2 big YouTubers going at it, or if there's a big YouTuber and you want to take a shot at them, a lot of times that smaller YouTuber, that smaller person, is going to get some views, because there's a whole bunch of drama going on around here. People are searching for it, people are getting suggested videos, they're watching all that stuff, and then because you made a video related to that drama, you could get some more views. I wouldn't suggest that, but that is definitely a way that you can get some more views initially. Now, this video has got to be at least 30 minutes long after all the cuts and the edits and stuff like that. Also, I wouldn't suggest just having a 1 video edit thing. I used to do that in my videos. I don't really suggest it. Just cut out some of the things that you don't really like the video. It doesn't take that much editing to do some jump cuts. And a jump cut is going from here to over here, and you know, that's a jump cut. Pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. But that is basically it. That's a lot of the stuff that I can really think about, that I've written down, that I've made notes about. If somebody were to ask me how to have a successful YouTube channel, if you actually watch this whole thing, then I definitely think, you know, I kind of gave you guys my best shot, gave you girls my best shot, gave all of you my best shot at helping you out if you wanted to start a YouTube channel. If you wanted to start a military YouTube channel, for example, like for my side of things, go at it. I think it's a great thing to do to help other people out there. I think the military has so many different experiences that your experience is going to help somebody in some way, shape, or form. Your MOS, your job, whatever. Or if you have any other experience that you have. If you're a mechanic at a car place, you know, you can make a lot of cool videos from that. There's a lot of how-to videos that you can do. Again, more educational style videos that you can do that are going to benefit a lot of people. So anyways, that's it for this long-winded video. Probably never going to upload anything like this again unless, you know, I don't know. I'll probably never upload anything like this again. This is just me spilling everything out there. So if you made it to the end of this video, leave a comment. Let me know. I'm really curious if you actually made it to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. Like I said, I'm not gonna make any more videos like this probably, so you don't really have to hit the subscribe button if you don't want to. Yeah, so I hope you guys have a great one, and I will see y'all a little later.